I'm trying to build a massive Lego train layout that travels through a bunch of Disneyland-inspired environments, and at the end of this video, you'll actually be able to ride on it with a full first-person view. So I ordered a ton of these Lego train track pieces and connected them all together to form a giant loop with some twists and turns along the way. I had to cut out a white paper outline underneath everything because it kind of blended in with the floor, but seeing this all laid out reminds me of when I was a small baby, before becoming obsessed with Lego, when my favorite toy was this train named Toots. I spent countless hours driving Toots the train around this idyllic village with a farm, tunnel, and whatever this thing's supposed to be, until one day, Toots died. He just stopped working entirely. But today I can finally relive all those happy memories I spent with Toots by designing this track for my new Lego Disney Trains ride with different themed areas like the jungle area, pirate area, and space area. I want to use as many different Lego sets, custom creations from old videos, and electronic elements as I can around this track, and by the end we'll have something that hopefully would have made Toots proud. Our first stop is the jungle region. These fake plants make for a fantastic natural feeling backdrop, and we can have a couple of giant creator animals like lions and tigers and monkeys, oh my, peeking out of the bushes. I decked out the Lego Ideas treehouse set with a bunch of cavemen, hiding a few dinosaurs behind it, and the rest of the area was decorated with smaller Lego animals, minifigures dressed as animals, and a bunch of loose leaf pieces on the floor. Toots would have loved to see this. Next up is Spaceland, but because Disney owns Star Wars now, it's mostly just Star Wars land if we're being honest. I was able to use a bunch of cool sets like the Millennium Falcon, Benny's spaceship from the Lego movie, the Saturn V rocket, and to top it all off, the Death Star, one of the greatest sets of all time. We're gonna call this glowing salt lamp a Kyber crystal, I guess, and I filled in the gaps between the big ships with smaller space adjacent sets. I don't have a huge collection of Star Wars minifigures, so please don't make fun of my tiny little clone army here. But I was able to scatter around some fun characters like Baby Yoda, Chrome Gold C-3PO, and most importantly, the high ground. Finally, I tried to recreate the solar system here by hanging these Lego planets up on the wall using fishing line. Obviously, making a tunnel was an absolute requirement, as any self-respecting Toots the Train fan would know, so I cut and taped some cardboard into a tunnel that'll fit around this awkward corner and spray painted it white for the Christmassy region of the ride. Except I ran out of paint before I could actually finish, so I had to make some paper snowflakes to cover up all the ugly parts. Inside the tunnel, I taped up some fairy lights that'll look ridiculously cool when driving through here, and added a bunch of fun references to past minifig series along the track, using cotton balls as snow. The top of the tunnel got absolutely bedazzled with some old builds I salvaged from 23ville, like a giant snowman, this nutcracker, Santa's runway, and a shipwreck on an iceberg. We're just gonna say that this layout is not canon, seeing how the Snow Guardian and Ship Captain are both here at the same time, but I also put up this tiny Christmas tree next to the tunnel that can light up too. For the Midway area, I wanted to incorporate a lot of moving parts to distract me from the tragic reality that my dear friend Toots will never move again. We got this creator Ferris wheel set that looks like Mickey now, and this UFO ride connected together in the jankiest possible way, just so I can motorize them with only one motor. This massive decapitated Lego head wasn't intimidating enough, I thought, so I put it on top of this white spinny platform I usually use for filming these kind of shots so it can watch you from all angles. While all these minifigures are waiting in the ridiculously long lines for the rides, they can try out the skate park, the slide, or the rocking horse ride, and I'll just fill the rest of the space with all the food stands from our farmer's market video, except now all the food is 10 times overpriced. But don't blame Cornelius or Garrett, blame Disney. At the slightest mention of food, my dog Roscoe barged in to investigate. Luckily, he didn't break anything, but he sheds like crazy, and a ton of his hair got lodged underneath the track, where we had to vacuum it off. If we missed any of it, just ignore it. But our fifth stop is Pirate's Cove. Based on the Disneyland ride, that's based on the movie. You know I had to throw in a swashbuckling pirate ship, along with sharks, mermaids, monkeys, a ton of jewels in this treasure chest, and more. This Lego Monkey Kid set made for a really cool island backdrop, especially with all these added palm trees making it feel more tropical. On the beach here, I put this free $100 pirate set, and actually got some use out of that Duplo set I had bought to get this whale, which gave birth to a baby whale we can put next to this fountain I made using this small water pump and water I dyed blue to make it stand out. This thing was only like $6 and works decently well. If you want to get it yourself or any of the sets we use in this video, there'll be links for that in the description, above my eulogy for Toots. But anyways, our final stop is Main Street, which ended up being more like Main sidewalk with how thin it is. Next to the path, I added some green grass to plant flowers all along the side, lampposts to see in the dark, benches to sit on, and trash cans so people don't litter, hopefully. Then I added in all the buildings, which could have looked better with some Lego modular sets in there, but I don't actually own any of them, and really can't afford to buy any after spending $300 on all these guys. But we did the best we could with what we had, okay? With the train station right in the center, we've got a bunch of Disney-related builds to the left, like a flying up house, DuckTales money bin, Amphibia music box, Cars, Toy Story toys, these Chip and Dale brick heads, and a mini Disney castle. Again, I could have bought the brand new full-sized one, and it definitely would have looked better, but I had other priorities. priorities. Disney also owns the Muppets, and I actually still have the skyscraper apartment building I made for them last year. It's kind of cool to compare the different floors from back then with the train cars I made for this video, because as you know, the main reason we made this track was obviously for Toots, but the secondary reason was for these guys. I made a custom Lego train for all of the new Disney CMFs. There's 18 of these figures, so we built 10 cars with either 2 figures or 1 figure, like Mickey sharing a car. And I never actually showed this in the main channel video, but we actually made labels for the backs of all of these. Literally all the backs of these have the names of the figures in like their corresponding order. It's really cool because this was originally there for the original set. There's the caboose of the Disney train set, and I had this cool Disney Railroad sticker. And this sticker sheet is about $10 on average on Bricklink, so it'd be like $90 to get all the packs of these for something you literally did not see in the video. So we just printed them out, which was easier, but still kind of sad we never got to show them. And I thought the one we made for Oswald and Queen of Hearts, where it's like the split screen and this one's black and white, that's just cool. That, you can't say that's not cool. But you also may have noticed these guys. These are like the green 6x1 tiles with like the cool sticker on them. That's another one on that $11 sticker sheet where it only came with 4 in the set. So we kind of had to juggle these 4 where they were on the ones that you saw the most, and then just use plain non-stickered ones for the ones that weren't super visible. I just don't think it was worth $90 for all of these to have a sticker on them, because the only time you really see them is when they all are on the track at the same time, which having 10 cars is incredibly slow. You'll see at the end of this video that we actually had to speed up the corners because it just took it ridiculously slow. But we've got some other old mocks next to it, like my LEGO Ideas Contender Mech Factory build, Sparkzilla, and the microscale versions of our past LEGO cities. To finish the street off, I put in the rest of the Series 22, 23, and 24 minifigures in various scenes along the path, like Agent Murphy playing his lute, the figure skater couple taking a selfie, Charlotte and Nellie seeing a familiar face, the robot repair tech and his army of Sparkbots, and some parents bringing each of their kids to bring some much needed life into the build. Life that poor old Toots is sorely lacking. But with that, the layout is finally complete, and we can go on a full ride around the track. I'm gonna stick you guys right in the front here, and we can finally make Toots proud in 3, 2, 1. And with that, we've honored the legacy of Toots the Train and got me super excited to put a train back into our LEGO city. But you can watch us build in this playlist here.